Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. If you'd like to get in touch with us during the course of the show. You know what the number one song on the iTunes hip-hop chart is?
Wait, right now?
Right now.
Not a clue.
Really? It's a good one. I think you'd like it.
I thought it was gonna be trivia.
Even if you're not into hip-hop, I think you'd like it. It's a song called Let's Go Brandon.
Yes!
So great. I'd play it and just throw caution to the wind with all the algorithms, but it's a little bit naughty.
Oh.
Because in the background you can hear the actual, because the rapper keeps saying, do you know what they're saying? Do you know what they're really saying? Or something to that effect. And they're really saying it in the background there.
That's awesome.
It would have taken too many edits and bleeps.
Yeah. And it probably wouldn't even been a song at that point.
No.
It would just been a bunch of dead air.
Really funny, though.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
How amazing is that, though?
Do we know who sings it?
Some rap artist. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to try to find out.
Can't be that hard to find out, though.
Let's see here. Thank you, pop-up ad. Loza Alexander?
That sounds right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Loza Alexander. My
Smart
new
move.
favorite rap artist.
Somebody's smart. Somebody said, get into the studio right now, Loza.
Yeah. Whether or not you agree with the sentiment, but he probably does. Otherwise, I doubt he'd do it.
Yeah.
I love it. Just awesome. By the way, a Canadian government has a warning to their employees, and it was sent out to everybody via email. 1A and 1B. 1B says specifically the use of the wording "Let's go Brandon" and any variation thereof under any circumstance
Forbidden in the workplace.
is banned by the Canadian Public Service.
Oh, no.
Are you kidding me?
Uh-huh.
What happened to Canada and Australia? And I guess the United States of America, too, to a certain extent. But they've gone further than we have.
Yeah, remember they were out in the forefront of banning religious speech from the pulpit.
That's true.
But the last line of this, and it's on, Canadian government letterhead. I forgot who sent us this, but the last line is, violation of this policy will be grounds for immediate dismissal without recourse or labor union representation. If you say, let's go Brandon, in the workplace in Canada.
Unreal. Unreal. There are still some people who haven't, paid that close attention and don't even know what that means. And you'd get fired for it? Jeez. Amazing. Just absolutely incredible. But our fearless leader, Joe, Old Man Joe, was out yapping about stuff yesterday. And I kind of raised some eyebrows with one of the things he said toward the end of this rant.
When I got up and I called my professor at the University of Delaware, a guy named Dr. Ingersoll. And I said, Doctor, can I come down and see you? And he said, of course.
Oh, okay.
I went down and sat with him for half an hour.
Oh, wow.
I told him what was happening. He just looked at me. He said, Joe, remember what Plato said. I'm thinking, what the hell did Plato say?
You knew
but
him.
He said, to paraphrase Plato, he said, the penalty good people pay for not being involved in politics is being governed by people worse than themselves. And he looked at me and said, Joe, you should run. I said, but I feel strongly about all these issues, but I got involved in the civil rights movement and the war.
Did you?
He said, Joe, you should do it.
Joe, you should do it.
He had enough confidence in me that he gave me confidence in myself.
This guy does this all the time. He just bald-faced lies about the things he has done in the past. One of which was being involved in the civil rights movement.
How do you have time for that? He was a trucker too, wasn't he?
Right. He was so many things. He's been so many. And he's said this claim over the years multiple times that he was involved in the civil rights movement. Well, then in 1988, he finally admitted, I wasn't really an activist. I wasn't really. I mean, was I involved in that? I cared about it. Yeah, but I didn't march. That wasn't my thing. So he's already disavowed the being involved in the civil rights movement, and now he's claiming it again.
His brain may be stuck.
It might be
in the 80s before he disavowed that.
Very
claim,
true.
Quite honestly.
Jeez. He says, I was involved. I was involved in what they were thinking, what they were feeling.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Well, I'm involved in NASA.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. I've gone to space. I've gone to the moon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was involved in what they were thinking and what they were feeling.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was involved with them. I was involved with the NFL and the
Stop it.
and Major League Baseball. I was involved. Yeah. I was. I was very, very, very involved in college football.
2-sport astronaut?
Yeah. 3, really. Played some basketball. Well, I was involved in basketball in the NBA.
Wow.
For a time back in the 90s.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How are you on the ice?
Not as good. I'm not as involved in the NHL.
I didn't mean to put you out there like that.
I was involved. I was involved in what they were thinking, what they were feeling. I was involved. But I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else. I was a suburbanite kid who got a dose of exposure to what was happening to black Americans in my own city. All right. In Delaware? Or he's actually not from Delaware, is he?
Oh, he's from Scranton, right?
Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Scranton. That's right. The Scranton Scrapper.
God. Oh, my goodness.
This is great, too. He also said, during the 60s, I was, in fact, very concerned about the civil rights movement. I was not an activist. I worked. Here was his involvement right here. I worked at an all-black swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
On the east side of Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh,
Yeah, remember? We heard about this.
By the way, I sit on the stand.
Uh-huh.
And it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn.
That turn.
That turn. Blonde in the
Blonde.
sun.
Okay.
And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
That's gross.
So it was trained, and then watch
Creepy.
the hair come back up again.
Yeah.
They look at it. So I learned
Then they
about
look at
roaches.
it.
I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
He's loved kids jumping on his lap. He learned about that, and he's loved it.
That's the same pool where he went to town with Corn Pop, right?
I think so, yeah. Well, yeah, because it was an all-black swimming pool, and that's where Corn Pop apparently hung out.
He's a bad dude.
Bad dude, that Corn Pop. Wilmington, Delaware. The mean streets of Wilmington.
Now, that might be accurate.
It might be.
All right, this guy.
Wow. Such lies, though. I'm just so tired of the lying liars who lie.
But you would never, say, reward an individual like that with something like the presidency of the United States, right? I mean, that guy's going to fail.
No, you'd never do that. Never do that. A nation that would do that would be on the brink of absolute disaster, Keith. And so I couldn't sanction it. I really couldn't. Could not sanction him becoming president. And yet. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's
go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
How long do you think he's going to be president, Pat?
I don't know anymore. I don't know. I was hoping by Christmas, but it doesn't look like it now because it's October 19th already. And I don't know. He seemed. Has he not been
leveled off? A little bit? Yeah.
Has he not seemed a little more cognizant lately?
Well, I mean, I think that lobotomy.
They're keeping him away from everything.
I think that lobotomy took that they did a few months ago.
Yeah, and
kind of stabilized him.
That's why he takes the flights to places and gets away from the White House every weekend because they're doing something for him that they don't want us to know about.
Oh, without question.
Strongly believe that. I don't know if, some sort of specialist, a doctor of the brain shows up and administers something to him, gives him a serum. There's all kinds of things you can do with your body that enhance and tweak your performance, and he might be doing something like that with his brain.
And you probably know about that, being that you were involved with NBA basketball,
Right.
NFL football,
Yeah, exactly.
and Major League Baseball
Exactly.
all at the same time.
Plus, I was pretty involved with biking at the Tour de France.
Well, that's why you're so mad at Lance Armstrong.
That's why I'm pissed off at
he
him.
kept you from your rightful place with his cheating.
I mean, they did blood doping. They went to so many different measures. It went way beyond the steroids what they were doing. And maybe he's got something, because the president, what would he have access to? Everything available, absolutely any experimental technology that's just been developed and it looks promising, and he might try it because otherwise he's going to be out of the office soon. I don't know. Would not surprise me if that's what's going on with him. If he's got something extraordinary happening when he goes to Delaware or Camp David, because he's been there 1,000 times already. Literally, almost literally 1,000 times, but not quite.
I mean, you're rounding up a little bit.
A little bit. Give or take.
Give or take.
Several hundred appearances. All right. Wow. Look, did you know that they have removed nearly 20,000 pounds of trash from one of the world's biggest accumulations of ocean plastic in the world, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
Oh, we fixed it.
Not quite, because, there's way more than 20,000 pounds, but they've removed 20,000 pounds from something that doesn't exist. That's pretty impressive. In the Pacific Ocean between Hawaii and California, according to the article, floats a massive collection of debris that has long been accumulating trash, from fishing nets to microplastics, known to be harmful to the marine environment. For years, researchers said it might not be possible to remove the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, but now one nonprofit is proving them wrong.
Okay, good.
First of all, I want to see it. Show it to me. If you found it and you started removing 20,000 pounds of trash from it, let's see it.
No, they look, it's one of those things that they go out there, they do the Lord's work, and they clean up this thing. They're not gonna
show off.
They're not gonna take a picture of it first, like a before and after.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that, would you? In July, the Ocean Cleanup, which has been developing a system to help clean up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, took its first large-scale cleanup system called System 002.
Yeah.
Or Jenny.
Okay, well, whichever one you want to say.
System 002 or Jenny? I think I'm going Jenny.
Let's go with Jenny. Okay.
Yeah. So they conducted a series of tests with Jenny over the course of 12 weeks, each one consisting of the system being taken offshore to safely gather plastic from the ocean. The organization completed its final test of the system of Jenny last week, and on Thursday, the Ocean Cleanup tweeted it had gathered 9,000 kilograms, more than 19,841 pounds of debris.
Sure, we'll take their word for it.
How about that? Now, that's problematic because we've never seen a photo of this Great Pacific Garbage Patch, even though it's 2.5 times the size of Texas.
I've heard Texas is pretty big, too.
It's pretty big. Rumor has it Texas is rather large. Now, if you're 2.5 times the size of Texas, you're about the size of Alaska. Why don't they always say it's the size of Alaska?
Right.
Because I guess it sounds bigger if you say 2.5 times the size of Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway, didn't somebody go look? Vice went searching for this Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
We had this a few years ago. These leftists, activists, environmentalists is the word you're looking for, went out there and they were like, we're going to go take care of this. And this is fun what happened.
Check this out.
So we're just on the outskirts of the gyre right now. Haven't really even gotten into the thick of things, and already in the last hour, we've seen more trash float by than we have in the entire voyage up till now. The past day, I started getting this weird fear that what if the garbage patch isn't here? What if we'd all been duped? But I don't
What if
see that
it's
as being
not?
the case anymore.
Okay.
What if it's not here?
What
What if we've all been duped?
Which Salon, by the time they went out looking for it, had already determined Yeah, you've been duped. It doesn't exist.
Salon wrote an article.
A huge article.
Yeah, and this is on Vice. So they get out there. They start seeing some trash, right? And they're like, ha ha, see?
Here it is.
We haven't been duped at all. And then we keep playing.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, does this need to be like the like money glamour shot that we had all thought it was going to be of like a ton of garbage? This is actually worse.
It's not as glamorous. But
It's totally not like the money shot, but it's totally worse.
Totally
There is a
not,
shift of
but totally
understanding
worth it. Because
for all of us, I think, in terms of
there's nothing there.
like what this area is.
You got nothing.
It's not a big garbage dump the size of Texas floating in the middle of the Pacific.
What is it then? Why do you keep saying it is? And if it's not that, what is it?
It's not the money shot. I mean, it's
not the money shot because there's nothing there.
I mean, it's worse though, because then
how?
Because it's just worse.
Because I'm saying it is.
And maybe it's not the size of Texas and stuff, but it's worse. These people.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, they went out there. They wanted to see it for themselves. They
Couldn't
realized,
find it.
oh my gosh, we have how much time? I'm not going to get this time back.
Right.
I have wasted all of this time. Well, let's keep shooting this documentary for Vice. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just...
I want to know how
worse.
long they spent looking for it.
Yeah.
I'd love to know that. How many hours, how many days, how many weeks did you waste roaming around in the ocean and never found it?
Yeah. It's not like a trip like you just, hey, meet me at the pier. We'll go out looking for the garbage patch today. It's supposedly way out there between, equidistance between Japan and the U.S.
Right.
And congratulations.
And anywhere from the size of Texas, as she said, to 2.5 times the size of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's grown so much that it might be the size of the North American continent by now. Except that it's not there. That's the only other problem.
Well, Pat, it's not the money shot. Okay.
No, but it's worse.
It's not a big
actually
garbage
worse.
dump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's
actually worse.
Worse.
Because there's scattered things here and there.
Yeah.
That people have thrown overboard in their yachts and stuff.
How do you get to it's worse?
I don't know.
We just saw.
She didn't even explain it. How it's worse. How is that worse? Well, because
yeah, there was a lot of likes.
It's like it's out there now, and we just don't even see it. It's worse if you can't even see it.
Oh, no! It's an invisible Great Pacific garbage patch?
Garbage patch, yeah. Invisible.
That'll.
So. And invisible waste you can't clean up. That's why it's worse.
Yep.
You can't find it to clean it up. So there you go. We figured it out. All right, let me tell you about Preborn. I love this organization. They are absolute heroes, and we can help them in their cause. Since Roe v. Wade, as we've talked about many, many times, over 62 million babies have been aborted in the U.S. Nearly 1 in 4 pregnancies don't choose life. And in the midst of this awful tragedy, you can do something about it. Preborn is the direct competition to Planned Parenthood and the largest provider of free ultrasounds in the United States. Why is an ultrasound important? Because 80% of the time, when a woman sees the ultrasound, she chooses life because she sees life. And that puts her in touch that there's an actual human baby growing inside of you. Preborn partners with clinics in the highest abortion cities and regions across the country, and they provide life-saving ultrasounds. And they do this free of charge to the women who show up. And it doesn't cost that much to provide just one ultrasound. If you can do that, that would be awesome. $28 sponsors one ultrasound to help save a baby's life. $28. But if you can only do $5 or $1, then that would be greatly appreciated too. $140 sponsorship gives 5 babies a chance at life. And right now, all gifts are tax deductible. Can you help rescue 10,000 babies' lives? That's our goal by the end of this year. To donate, dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250. baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
So I guess William Shatner has become a big environmentalist now because of his experience in space, which was just so profound. So profound.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and Jeffy played on Friday how profound it was.
I'm sorry?
Right, didn't you? Didn't you play?
William Shatner?
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't it profound?
I just don't recall that segment at all.
Really? Huh.
Talking about on Friday's show?
Yeah.
Gosh, I
wasn't here.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
here it is.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
I should have just said yes. Why didn't I just say yes?
No description.
No.
Good. Wait. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
He's looking at the Earth, by the way.
Uh-huh.
That's what's happening here.
Oh, I'm telling you.
That's what
Just
he's
so
looking
you
at.
know.
Oh,
That's what they're both looking at.
me.
The Earth.
Oh,
All right.
I can't believe.
He can't believe it.
So,
He
yes,
can't believe
I
it.
have a mild recollection of Friday
Okay, now
morning.
you remember?
Sure do now.
I thought that might bring it back to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So his description of space and how delicate the Earth is.
Oh, yeah, check that. Yeah.
Check this out.
Oh, gosh.
Space is cold and ominous and ugly, and it really
Ugly?
threatens death. There's death there.
There's
And you look down,
What are you talking
there's
about?
this warm, nurturing
Uh-huh.
planet. We've all heard it's cliche now, vulnerable and fragile and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it's even more than that.
Uh-oh.
That's death up there and life down here.
Okay.
And between the two, ruining this planet as we are,
Yeah.
we're on the verge to bring you the good news that we're at the tipping point. We haven't got time to wait 30 years and,
Okay,
and argue about.
You got all that from just looking
$1
down
billion
from a spacecraft.
which we should. How much should we
Stupid.
invest in global warming? We're there.
Oh, we're there.
And so
100
all
trillion.
these terrible things happening.
A
in the body
quadrillion.
politic
How much, Bill?
is merely a hesitation before we all.
5 quadrillion.
It's just terrible.
10.
I wish I had better news and more entertainment.
I wish you
and
did
jokes to
too,
tell
but
you.
now.
But I was moved to tears by what I saw, and
Wow,
I come
that's
back
beautiful. That's beautiful.
filled with overwhelmed by sadness
Overwhelmed
and
by sadness.
empathy for this beautiful thing we call Earth.
What a weird thing to take from this. That it's just so unbelievably fragile that there's no amount of money we shouldn't invest to save it.
Yeah.
What you should be marveling at is how resilient God's creation is. How it takes care of itself, mends itself, heals itself over and over and over and over. Problems that we deemed catastrophic, like the stupid ozone hole, which, by the way, healed itself. The gigantic oil spill from BP that was out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it was floating, and it was 2 miles wide, and it was going to be this incredible ecological disaster where dead turtles and sharks and tuna are going to roll up on the shore dead, covered in sludge. And then they went back out to find it so that they could scare us with what was going on out there. And it's gone. I mean, it's completely gone.
I have a question for Mr.
Keith?
Shatner.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome back to Planet Earth. 2 questions. Number 1, you're 90. Why do you care what happens? Anyway, number 2, when you were up there looking down, admiring the planet, did you happen to catch the giant Pacific garbage patch? Can we get confirmation? No one's mentioned that.
Right.
You'd think that because these environmentalists have gone up there, like himself and Jeff Bezos, right? Are they going to report back? Oh my gosh, you should have seen the pile of garbage in the middle of the Pacific. We got to go get it.
That's what really stood out to me was that garbage patch 2.5 times the size of Texas.
Yeah.
Or roughly the size of Alaska.
Think about this. I mean, That would have been the first thing they would have said. My gosh, it was so beautiful, looking down and seeing the blue and the green and the browns and all that stuff. And then I did notice, though, in the middle of the Pacific, it's like this big blemish. We got to go get this garbage, guys. No one has mentioned that at all.
No, they haven't. It's bizarre to me that he talked about the thinness of the atmosphere. Well, yeah, it looks thin from where you are, but it serves the purpose, right? It's doing what it's supposed to do. It always has. And why would you look at the beauty of it? There's life down below and death beyond, which is really weird. And why do you just all of a sudden assume it's about to break? What gave you that indication that it's about to break? It's lasted for, according to science, 4.5 billion years. We're going to destroy it in like 100? I don't think so. I don't think so. Much more resilient than that. And it's proven. That's proven to be the case over and over and over and over again.
Now we need governments to step in and
that's what he wants.
Take money and fix it.
That's what they want. That's what they want. We can maybe we can save this delicate planet if we pass Biden's reconciliation package.
Oh, so you have
maybe.
A plan. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's going to take, a lot of money. $3.5 trillion. But also in that bill is $6 billion in taxes, fines, and fees on the oil and gas industry. Now, this is the same oil and gas industry he's begging to help save us right now from ourselves because he wants them to deliver low-cost energy. While he's trying to destroy their industry, he's begging them for help. Hey, could you lower the gas prices, please? So I can just sit and enjoy my pudding. That would be good. About $6 billion in new taxes, fees, and fines specific to the oil and gas industry are on the table in Biden's $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation plan. 4 groups representing hundreds of oil and gas businesses have urged Congress to scrap the plan, arguing it will impact supply and increase prices on thousands of oil-based products that will hurt the poor, elderly, and tribal groups the most. Now, you just named a holiday for them a little while ago.
Oh, wow.
You don't want to harm them now. Am I right?
No.
You do not want to harm the peaceful tribal groups. To put this into perspective, 1 gallon barrel of oil, a 142-gallon barrel of oil. You wouldn't put a gallon of oil into 1 barrel. That would be a little wasteful. So 142-gallon barrel of oil creates 19.4 gallons of gas. The remaining half of the barrel is used to make more than 6,000 products. But stuff we never use.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, give me an idea.
All electronics, luggage, office supplies like ink and pens and computer chips. Increasing the cost of computers is what would happen there if you tax them $6 billion.
Okay, but who uses computers?
Hardly anybody.
See, okay, so be practical.
Then there's some commercial and residential products like paint and paintbrushes. Big deal. Who paints? I don't paint.
I don't need paint on my walls. Floor
wax, safety glasses, linoleum, caulking, roofing. Who needs a roof?
Nobody.
Okay. Curtains, electrician's tape, fertilizer, insecticides, tires, mops, rugs, toilet seats, pillows, upholstery, refrigerators, dishwasher parts, all made from oil. All that will go up. Yeah, but only the rich use these things.
Yeah, who uses a pillow?
No middle-class person has a toilet.
Thank you. That's right. So you haven't named anything that we use.
No, I'm not even worried about it. Personal items like clothes, hair coloring, perfume, sunglasses, lipsticks, soft contact lenses, purses, shoes, roller skates, shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, and soap, all made from oil products.
Again, who uses deodorant? Am I right?
No, you're right. Golf balls, helmets, footballs, football cleats, parachutes, telephones,
football's
cameras,
gonna be impacted?
candles, drinking cups, all made from oil.
Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Jeffy's 18 Spoons tweets, every time a government bans words, it shows how weak they are. Canadian employees should start group chanting. Are they going to fire them all?
Yeah. If you
Let's
missed
go,
it.
Brandon,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of them. Yeah, that'd be fun to see.
They're threatening to fire you if you're a federal worker in Canada for
Unreal.
using that phrase.
And what do they care?
That's right.
It's not even their president.
I mean, that just shows you how much influence we still have in the world. Things may
Yeah,
be
it does.
bad, but people still care
That's
about
right.
us, you know? We're not down here chanting about Justin
That's
Trudeau.
Right. That's right. Nope, our little baby brother up there still worries about everything we do. Don't make us come up there and dog slap you. Don't do it. Anakin Biden tweets, if you took all of Joe's anecdotal stories and put them together, his life would put Forrest Gump to shame. Yeah. Rowdy introvert, Joe's professor probably told him, look, Joe, you have no real prospects to be a contributing member of society, so have you considered politics? Tyler produces, if Joe seems more cognizant, it's because they finally got his meds balanced. That might be an actual thing. That could be a thing. Coffee Lover M, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is back, or as Jeffy calls it, home. I'm not sure what they mean by that.
What?
Why would you? First of all,
Yes.
First of all, White House is reportedly nearing the end of its patience on the reconciliation negotiations we were talking about a few minutes ago.
Uh-oh.
I hate it when they run out of patience. Oh, boy.
That's when the Marxism really shows.
Yep. Then we're in trouble. The White House appears to have a message for lawmakers on Capitol Hill. The time for negotiations surrounding Democrats' massive social spending package is coming to an end. According to Punch Bowl News. That sounds really credible. I'm not familiar. Are you familiar with Punch Bowl News?
I just want to drink punch.
Yeah, I just want to drink punch when I hear about Punch Bowl News. The White House is nearing the end of its patience on reconciliation talks, with a source having told Jake Sherman that the president is ready to get this done. So? And? Your point? Then, of course, there's this from the Babylon Bee. And this is absolutely truth speak right here. Democrats are having trouble with their senator from Arizona, Kirsten Sinema, who's stopping her party from randomly spending $3.5 trillion, and they're not taking it lying down. Though Sinema isn't up for re-election until 2024, Arizona Democrats are already looking for a possible replacement. This time, they hope to be more careful and make sure whatever woman they put in the Senate will be submissive and obedient.
Yes. Yes.
That's brilliant. The Democrats have put out a want ad to find a new candidate, which reads, looking for female willing to be Democratic senator. Must be good at doing exactly what she's told without question. Also, she can't make a big deal out of it when we film her in the bathroom. Independent women are fine, said Democrat Mitchell Hansen, who helped write the ad, as long as they're independent in ways we specifically say they're allowed to be.
Oh, okay.
But when it's time for an important vote, we don't want some lippy broad who won't fall in line. That gets in the way of progressivism and feminism.
And
so true.
Yeah. And again, if Jeffy were here, so yeah.
And what's your point on that? It sounds like a good ad.
Hey, I do have a concern that's starting to rear its ugly head here. Senator Joe Manchin now huddling with progressives in his party. Quote, we're talking, end quote.
Oh, my gosh. Please don't cave, Joe. Please, Joe. By all that is good, right, and holy, don't cave. Jules sent us this. Is that our Jules? Mm-hmm. Like the Jules?
Yeah.
Is she doing well now?
She seems to be doing much, much better, yes.
My gosh, that's miraculous, right?
Bone marrow treatment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good. She's well enough to have sent us this.
That's right.
Which is excellent. Thank you, Jules. It's Lisa Simpson,
Yeah,
right?
it's
I don't watch
Lisa
The Simpsons. But,
Really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think I'm hip enough on cultural things that I can come up with her name.
Barely.
Just barely. They'll spend trillions on bills they haven't read, but want details on how you spend $600.
I mean,
How true is that?
that is the perfect meme.
And you know what else? The thing on the $600 deal, when they're tracking your account, and this is what they want to do, and they will not remove it, according to Nancy Pelosi, from the reconciliation bill. So that's not $600 an expenditure. That's $600 movement in the course of a year. That's a year's worth on your account, on your banking account. Who doesn't have $600 coming in and out of their account during the course of a year?
Look,
come on. That's every working adult
if
in
you
this nation.
Can't make
Every
it,
working adult.
You can't figure out a way to budget $599 in the course of a year to get
coming
by.
in and out of your account.
Right. Then you know you've got issues and you need to balance your checkbook better. I mean, this is so.
Or you deserve to be tracked by the U.S. government.
Right.
Because what are you doing with that much money? This is freaking crazy.
It sure is.
Absolute madness and unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. You can't do this without probable cause. There's no reason to be tracking every single American through their banking habits. It's just, I mean, everybody has $600 in a year. That's incredible. Well, yeah, but there's bad things that are happening. Yeah, okay, well, then worry about them. You can't track everybody just to catch a few people. And I can't believe that nobody has actually said that to Nancy Pelosi and to Joe Biden and Jen Psaki. It's absolutely unconstitutional. And that brings us right back around to this.
Oh, no.
Jeez, a pair of New Mexico businessmen were driving along I-40 in Oklahoma late one night in April when a sheriff's deputy flipped on his lights and sirens and pulled over their BMW sedan.
Uh-oh.
The two men, Nang Tai and Wei Shan Lu, were on their way to a hotel in Oklahoma City. Why? What are you going to Oklahoma City for? What's going on there?
And why do you need a hotel?
You know what?
Do you sleep?
There was a terrorist attack in Oklahoma City just a few years ago, 1994. Okay? Quite a few years ago, but still. How do we know you're not doing that again?
Yeah.
Was it 95?
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, I think you came up with the wrong gear to kind of throw us off the scent. Step out of the vehicle.
Yeah, get out now. Got any cash on you? They plan to catch some sleep before heading out in the morning to close on a 10-acre plot of farmland they agreed to buy for $100,000.
Uh-huh.
So what do you want to bet? They had about, I don't know, $100,000 on them, which they did. But now at about 2 a.m. on April 19th, a Canadian county sheriff's deputy. I always
thought that was weird.
What?
Yeah, there's a Canadian.
In Oklahoma?
Yeah, there's a Canadian River in North Texas. There's Canadian County, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now
that threw me off badly.
I'm such a nerd. I've actually followed that river just to see if it went up to Canada, and it does not. So,
so it's stupidly named.
Yes.
So the sheriff's deputy was peering into their car. We didn't understand why he pulled us over, said Ty, 51, Vietnamese immigrant and father of 2 from Albuquerque. I was driving under the speed limit. Oh, jeez. So again, there's not even a reason to pull him over.
I was gonna say, actually, that is a reason. You're driving the speed limit?
Yeah,
bro. You know better.
At 2
than
a.m, right? Come on now.
We
They had no way of knowing at the time, but Ty and Lou were about to begin an hours-long ordeal that would leave them stripped of all their cash and searching for answers. Their experience highlights the controversial law enforcement practice known as civil asset forfeiture.
Isn't it fun?
In which police can confiscate a person's cash or other property even without bringing criminal charges. The deputy asked the 2 men for their licenses, where they were going, and whether they were carrying any money, according to Ty. They had a large amount of cash in the vehicle. Obviously, they're going to go buy 10 acres of land for $100,000. Now, why they wanted to pay cash, I don't know. It's none of my business.
Well, maybe
so that's not an issue, right?
Right. Is the crime not wanting to have debt?
Shouldn't be. More than $100,000 in cash, which Ty says they brought to pay for the property. Ty, who speaks English with a heavy accent, Lou speaks very little English at all, told the officer they were headed for a hotel, and yes, they had cash on them.
Yeah, they had been saving for 40 plus years.
Why would you tell them that? Don't ever tell them that. Don't ever tell them about the cash in your car. If a dog hits on it, that's one thing. But you don't tell them about it because you don't need to. It's none of their stinking business. And they're going to take it from you if they know about it. Mm-hmm. The deputy said he suspected they were involved in illegal activity.
So?
I'm sorry. That's not enough.
Is this a courtroom?
Jeez. A criminal background search would have turned up a 2017 conviction against Lou.
See, look at that.
For growing marijuana in California, but they didn't even look into it.
Because they don't, justice or finding out if there's some, that's not the end game
no,
here.
It has nothing to do with it. After a second officer arrived at the scene, the men were driven to a police station and interrogated for hours. Deputies emptied a backpack and suitcase full of cash, then pulled apart the inside of the BMW. Oh my gosh.
Pulled the car apart.
But apparently turned up no guns, no drugs, or any other illicit items.
Yeah, and to this day, they still haven't had any charges pressed upon their name. Like, seriously, like if you go to the court records there's nothing on file. Not even
I had 4 serious charges pressed upon my name.
These guys...
Right? Remember that?
Weren't even given a traffic violation.
Man. I can't. This is impossible to handle.
It's enraging.
Ty said he told his interrogators they had saved up the money for years and were planning to use the land for farming, but hadn't yet determined which crops to raise. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then, if you haven't determined what crops we're taking you right downtown.
Yep.
You're going to prison tonight.
Yep. And Officer Stevenson and I are going to be splitting that $100K.
Yep. Now, if you told us corn, it would have been one thing, but you didn't.
Nope.
So we're taking your money.
Yep.
And we're confiscating your BMW.
Yep. We're going to go to WinStar Casino. It's just down the road here. Huh.
Yeah.
Didn't you pass
nice place. Have you seen it?
You passed it.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, you were driving the speed limit, so you had plenty of time to.
$100,000 should last us, I don't know, a couple hours. At WinStar. They kept saying, this is illegal money, Ty said. I said, okay, prove it.
Right.
We didn't do anything illegal. The 2 men were released without being charged or even issued a traffic ticket.
Yep.
But the Canadian County Sheriff's Office, now this is in Oklahoma.
Keeps throwing you off, doesn't it?
Yeah. They did not return their cash.
No.
Thank you very much. We'll see you. Bye-bye now. And
infuriating.
Kept the money.
When do we stop saying this isn't America and start saying this is America?
Pretty soon. Jeez. They seized the money because it was intended. They suspected that it was intended to be used to violate drug laws or resulted from illegal drug transaction. They got no idea.
When that does happen, that's when you arrest them on those charges.
When you could prove that in a court of law, that's when you take their money. The men are now fighting to get it back. Still. So this happened in April. They still don't have their money back.
I wonder what happened with their land deal. Did they lose the...
Probably.
Oh.
Adding insult to injury, they contend that the amount the sheriff's office says it confiscated, $131,500, is actually $10,000 short of the total they had in their car that day. Oh my gosh. You don't suppose the officers lost $10,000 in their pockets?
Over at WinStar?
Do you?
They were going to... See...
Wow.
I'm telling... I dislike this story
this pisses me off. I mean, this is what we've been talking about for years now. Now I have to prove I'm innocent, and they're the ones who illegally took my money and basically stole some of my money too. Well, they stole all your money. Wow.
Yeah. By the way, in recent years, New Mexico, North Carolina, Nebraska, and Maine have all banned civil asset forfeiture altogether.
This must happen countrywide, nationwide, there must be a ban on this. I mean, there already is. There already is. It's called the U.S. Constitution. I mean, this violates the Fourth Amendment for sure. Absolutely no question about that.
So Canadian County there, less than half of these kind of civil asset forfeitures result in criminal charges.
Less than half.
Didn't even say convictions. Just criminal charges eventually come to less than half of these.
Well, you know, the FBI theft at the safe deposit vault in Los Angeles, where they took 83 safe deposit boxes filled with valuables from people and some company. No charges resulted even for the company in that. And people still have not received their money back. That happened, 6 months ago or so? And the FBI just raided the place. And they didn't even make the case against the people they actually went there for in the first place. And now all of that money, millions and millions of dollars worth of cash and valuables, is in the hands of the FBI. And none of those people have gotten their money back. It's infuriating. If this doesn't make us stand up as Americans and say, absolutely not. No, we're drawing the line here. And you're not going any further with this. No. Then I don't know what will inspire us to do that. Apparently nothing. I mean, we can't even keep our property anymore. The government is literally stealing money from law-abiding American citizens. And that's got to stop. Jeez, these two Vietnam refugees who worked their anuses off to raise all this money and finally came up with $141,000. We're going to go buy 10 acres of land somewhere. And cops pull them over and steal it from them without any charges whatsoever. Welcome to America, guys. Hey, hope you're having a good time here. That wouldn't have even happened to them in Vietnam. 888-900-3393. Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. Carol remarks, tweets, I wish I was clever and witty enough to put out a funny tweet to be read on Pat Gray Unleashed, but I'm not. And I know this fact about myself, and I'm okay with it. I have other skills. I do love hearing others' cleverness, though.
Yeah, but you just made it, Carol.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yay.
She was clever enough into duping us into reading her non-clever remarks. The Steve 42 tweets, only the high-class rich people are moving around $600 at a time.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that, it was
right.
A high-class problem or something?
Yeah.
If you shop and you can't find what you need?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cardi T, the Democrats who want to track every American's banking transactions should lead by example and voluntarily turn over all their banking statements for the last 10 years to the public. What do you want to bet the Congress will exempt themselves from this banking regulation? God. Lone Wolf tweets, it's cute how Pat keeps saying that's unconstitutional, as if that matters anymore. How quaint. Yeah, sadly, that's kind of true.
Not so funny, is it?
Speaking of unconstitutional, we were just talking about the Canadian county in Oklahoma, where they stole $131,000. Actually, the guys who the money was taken from said it was $141,000. Somehow, $10,000 just showed up missing. Well, it's all missing. The authorities have it, but they're only saying they have 131 out of the 141,000.
Yeah, they probably did go to WinStar and say, "Oh, look, we can double this $10,000."
I'll bet they did.
Just saying.
Among those surprised by the turn of the events on these two poor Vietnamese refugees who've been here for, 40 years, and saving this money since the 1980s. Oh, God. And then it was just stolen from them. They weren't even doing anything wrong traffic-wise, got pulled over. Why? Suspicious that they're out at 2 o'clock in the morning? Is it now illegal to drive at 2 o'clock in the morning? Of course, the answer is no. It's also not illegal to have as much cash as you want. You could have $5 billion in cash on you if you wanted to. Now, they'll take it from you, but so it's probably not a good idea to carry that kind of cash
Yeah,
anymore.
then they'll say, no, we actually only took $4.9 billion.
Right, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I only saw $2 billion there. Huh. So, among those surprised was the man who was going to sell his land to Ty and Lou.
Now, not that these guys had to prove that, but that's been the key, right? In the back of our minds, we're like, okay, so where's the guy who's going to sell you this land then, huh?
And here he is.
Ta-da.
He said he had met with them a few days earlier. He said, I was shocked when I heard of the confiscation of their money. I met with them a few days earlier. He had drawn up a contract to sell the property to Ty for $100,000. NBC News has viewed a copy of the agreement.
Oh, well then.
They seemed like very nice and intelligent business people, said the seller, who spoke on condition of anonymity. Well, yeah, he doesn't want his land confiscated.
Right.
I feel bad for them and for their situation. Yeah, me too. Me too. Maybe this will help resolve the situation, though.
Oh, goody. Oh, we got a resolution.
Canadian County Sheriff Chris West declined to comment on the use of civil asset forfeiture in the case of Lou and Ty. A well-known figure in Oklahoma, West faced controversy earlier this year when it emerged that he attended the January 6th rally in Washington, protesting former President Trump's election loss.
This is how you can... Look at him. He's an insurrectionist, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You know, anything he's doing back home is dirty.
I mean, you've seen those people, right? This was the day democracy almost died. And when you see the new footage that keeps trickling out...
Oh, no.
Pat, oh, my gosh. It's
happened?
More and more disturbing every time. Every time.
Oh, crap.
Let me show you this. There's new video. Brand new video that you probably haven't seen yet.
That is...
Here comes the crowd. There they are. There's the insurrectionists.
Hell bent on destruction.
Insurrectioning.
Yes, they are.
Right there. The sheer brutality of this video is overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, next time, Rob, kind of wait for Pat to warn everybody before they see this kind of insanity.
Yeah, this came on too quickly.
This is...
But if you need a minute,
yeah,
just go ahead and take it. Just turn away from the monitor.
Upper West
television.
Terrace exterior. And there they are.
And there they are pouring in.
Taking pictures.
Calmly.
Looking around.
But really, we shouldn't turn away from this ugly and disturbing scene of people milling around, or parading, as I guess they call it.
What do you think's worse, milling or parading? That's a tough one, right?
It is a tough one.
Either way, your government is...
And look at this this back area where they're walking even faster and opening the door and leaving quietly.
You can't walk that fast and expect to get away with it.
I mean, there are people there. There are authorities there just watching them come in.
Come on.
They're not trying to stop them at all. They don't care they're in there.
I mean, the cop has his hands in his pockets.
The cop is just watching them, welcoming them. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. How you doing? How's your day going? So far. Hey, how's your week been going? So far.
And that black guy, bottom right-hand corner, I think, because there's another video out and about, and I don't know if it's the same one. I think he's the one who said, look, I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Come on in, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on in.
And they're not doing anything. So would you think this is illegal if the cops are just letting you come through? I wouldn't.
Oh, Robert.
There's this disturbing. We've showed you this before.
He throws another video of chaos and insurrection.
Absolute chaos.
Without warning.
People walking to and fro in every direction.
If you listen closely enough, you can hear some of the people saying, excuse me, as they try to shuffle through.
I didn't get you with that pole, did I? Okay. Ooh, sorry.
About that.
Dang it. Oh.
My bad. My bad.
What carnage.
Yeah.
Oh, that is disturbing footage. I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Did you?
Yeah, it's just too
much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much for a human being to see.
I mean, where were you?
Mankind's unkindness to mankind. Man's inhumanity to man, if you will.
Man.
If you will. I'm glad I wasn't there. That's some frightening stuff. That is frightening stuff.
To think those guys in that shot almost took over this nation.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to bring the government down right there. Clearly. Seriously, if those are insurrectionists, again, they're the worst insurrectionists in this planet's history. There have never been worse insurrectionists than these stinking people.
Yeah, you think if you're going to take over a country, you're not, because almost every person in these videos is walking around with their phone out. Videoing, you know?
Right.
Yep, here I am.
Here's the evidence of my insurrection trying to take down the U.S. government.
And not only that, you think you might need to be better prepared to deal with someone who's going to defend the greatest country of all time, but instead you're holding your camera out and videoing as you walk along? I don't think so.
Stupid.
And they weren't, by the way, they weren't armed either. You think if you're going to take over the United States of America, you might want to go, well, better not say. Anyway, you might want to be better prepared. Then here's my selfie stick.
Right. Yeah, the selfie stick's not going to get you that far if you're trying to overthrow. If the U.S. government can be overthrown with the selfie stick, it wasn't quite as solid as we thought it was. You know, we're not really carved into granite here. Unbelievable. I mean, I want to see all the footage, and this is why they wouldn't show it. They've got thousands, tens of thousands of hours of footage that they will not release, that they've refused to release. And here they release some, and this is why they didn't show it to you.
Well,
because there's all this kind of stuff.
Okay, look, I don't want to make the host look bad, but we do have video of the violent mob trying to get into the government building. Go ahead and play this right here. Oh, no. See that? Look at that. What do you think of that, Pat? What do you think of that?
That's pretty rowdy. It's pretty rowdy.
Yeah.
And they're actually using a bullhorn.
Bullhorn, see? They mean business.
Problem is, this happened this weekend.
Uh-oh. What was that?
And those are Antifa members trying to get into a government building.
Oh, these are like pro-Earth activists?
Yes.
Oh, and they're mad about
climate activists and Antifa members, and they're pissed off about
stuff
about climate policy.
Yeah.
It's not happening fast enough for them.
And this is the Department of Interior where this. Oh my gosh.
And then back to
you can't do this,
the chaos
Rob.
And carnage at the Capitol on 1/6.
Come on.
The day democracy almost died.
So we just switched from the peaceful leftists trying to get into the Department of Interior to that chaos at the Capitol on January 6th. I mean,
and you see who the real threat is. It's the right-wing kooks, right? Am I right? Who's with me on that? It's the white supremacists in this country.
Somebody's got to say
that are the real threat. Yeah, because the government's sure not saying it enough, are they?
No.
Only every day, but not enough times a day. I don't think, for my money. Let's go to Lane in Mississippi. Hey, Lane, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
I know I brought it up today because I know Jeffy ain't there, and I know how he feels when y'all bring up Grenada.
Right.
When I was in the Marine Corps at the end of boot camp, I don't know how they're doing it these days, but old school Marine Corps, you had to climb this mountain at the end of the boot camp. And you're sitting on top of this mountain, and there's probably 4 platoons, 80 people per platoon, and the man's got to come by and shake everybody's hand and congratulate them that they're Marine. And the whole time they play Lee Greenwood over and over and over again.
Oh, man.
So I kind of know what you mean by Lee Greenwood still singing that song. I don't know how he does it. He goes from the convention to MCRD San Diego. I mean, he's talented.
Yeah. Yep. And that song stays with you, too. That's the thing.
I wonder if anyone's ever asked him in an interview, come on, Lee, you ever get tired of playing that song?
Come on, play something else. Just once. Play something else. All right. Thanks, Lane. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
He actually did. have another song that was. Oh, it was IOU. Do you know that song?
I think I do, but
it was IOU, the one that I played back in the day when I was in music radio. IOU.
Huh.
Goes a little something like that.
Well, now I don't recognize it.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably about right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What's that? Corby says that Lee Greenwood is actually still playing in West Virginia.
Oh, my gosh. Is he still? Here he is in
nice!
Huntington, West Virginia.
Wow.
There
20 years. It's got to be a record. 20-year-long concert. That is...
That's he's still going strong, man. You would have thought he'd lose his voice by now.
You would have thought.
But no. Nope. Dang strong voice. All right, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. If you're selling your home, if you're buying a home, you need a realtor you can trust and get you through the whole process, because there's no bigger hassle than moving and getting the most out of your home when you're selling it. Really important. It's probably the biggest investment you make in your life, and you want it to go well. And so you need a realtor who's got a great track record and really knows how to market your house and how to help you through the process of what you should do in order to get your house ready. You want somebody who really knows what they're talking about, and that's real estate agents I trust. Only the best across the nation. Something like, I don't know, between 1,200 and 1,500 of them. And if we couldn't find anybody really, really good in a certain market, we just went without because we wanted only the best. So whether you're selling or buying or doing both because you're relocating, real estate agents I trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets here. Sweetimus or Sweetimus Prime?
I don't know.
The correct answer when a cop asks anything beyond license and registration is, I'm not discussing my day. You're under no obligation to answer any questions from law enforcement. Jeffy the Promiscuous Cocaine Quail tweets, the average American has no idea about civil asset forfeiture. It's not like it's trending on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, nor does it get reported on mainstream media.
Sad but true.
Novocaine for the soul. 1-6 was so concerning. The officer in the video was in full Walmart greeter mode. How's your insurrection going so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going really well. Got into the building. And now all I have to do is make democracy die. I'm going to kill it with my bare hands. And now that I'm in the building, I can do that. Because that's the key. You get into the U.S. Capitol, you're halfway there. You can bring down the country just by getting in there and starting to break things.
Yeah. Oh, and carry the podium off.
And if you take Nancy Pelosi's podium, it's over.
I think that's how America operates. Like if you take the speaker's podium, you are now the Speaker of the House.
That was the mistake the British made in 1812. They burned down the White House, but they didn't take the Speaker's podium.
Yep.
Had they taken the Speaker's podium, it would have been all over. Instead, they're burning down the White House. They're bombing Fort McHenry. You're wasting your time here, okay? Go get the Speaker's podium, and then we're done. We can't survive that. But fortunately, the British didn't know that. They're so stupid.
They are so
stupid.
Yeah. And they could have, visited
they're stupid.
a dentist or two while they were here as well.
That would have helped.
But again,
right? Jacked up teeth.
Stupid.
Wow. I mean, what's wrong with them?
Where do we begin?
Does anybody open up a dentist practice over there? Anybody? Hello? One dentist in all of the UK. No.
When did dentistry begin?
I don't know. Probably long ago. I bet the Greeks had dentists.
Oh my gosh.
The Greeks had dentists, didn't they?
7,000 BC.
7,000? Wow. All right. Well, that sounds like not America's, but the world's oldest profession is dentistry, I would say. That's got to be pretty close to...
Second oldest.
Business. It's got to be pretty close to business and prostitution, doesn't it? Hey, did you see that the Rolling Stones are going to stop playing? In fact, they did stop playing Brown Sugar. They're on tour right now. And they just announced that they're not going to play Brown Sugar anymore. Speaking of Brits and UK and their stupid musicians. But I'm surprised they got away with it this long.
I am too.
I'm surprised that they've been playing that song for the last 20 years. Because although it's not, they're not taking shots at black people. It's really an anti-slavery song. Yeah. But people don't see it that way. They don't listen to it. It's like when the Beatles did Revolution and radio stations banned it because they thought they were fighting for revolution. Well, it was just the opposite of that. The song was the opposite.
Yeah, this is where I could make a Better Than Ezra reference that no one in the audience will get. But yes, they had.
But you're going to anyway.
No, they had a song that was put in a similar light.
Oh, like what was it?
Oh, well, since you're asking. Well, they had a song, One More Murder, which is an anti-violence song, but yet moms against murders or whatever it was.
Why are they calling for one more murder?
Right, exactly. And that's it was listed on this list of songs that promote violence before they had some big Million Mom March in D.C. Jeez. And it's like, could you just read a lyric every now and then? Anyway.
I think I've told this story before. People are so stupid. I was music director in Great Falls, Montana, when I was like 19, and Urgent came out by Foreigner.
Yeah.
And so I was about to add it to the playlist, and the program director came in. He's like, Pat, we can't add that. Like, what? It's a huge hit. Why? Because the lyrics. Like, the lyrics? What's wrong with the lyrics? They're saying virgin. Virgin, virgin, virgin. I was like, well, first of all, it's urgent, not virgin. But secondly, even if it was virgin.
Right. Is that a bad word?
It's not a bad word. What's the deal? It just sounds bad.
Oh, no. He's old school and clueless.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was 1980 or 81, so things were a little different then.
Yes.
A little bit different.
And kids, we didn't have the thing called Shazam
back
in the day, and we couldn't look up lyrics.
And there was no such thing as the internet where you could just Google lyrics, and there they were. Nope.
You were really rolling the dice when you bought an album if they were going to put the lyrics in.
Hopefully it was on the sleeve.
Yeah.
But there was no guarantee of that either.
Exactly. And so then you spend the rest of your life completely singing songs.
Totally in the dark. Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep. Did you know that Joe Biden, did we talk about this yesterday, has only conducted 10 interviews since he got into office?
I have not heard this.
10 one-on-one interviews. 10. Since he got into office in January. You might recognize that as almost none.
Once a month.
You know what Obama, how many he had conducted by this time in office? 131.
Wow.
Somewhat more.
Wow.
Even Trump, who was hated and knew every time he went into an interview, they were trying to kill him. Every single time they were out to get him, he still did 50 by this time in his administration. 50. Joe Biden, 10. It's because they know he can't handle them. And they don't want him one-on-one with any reporters. They've done a few that are, friendly, and I think they feel fairly confident that he can handle. But then he doesn't even do well with them.
Exactly. Remember the George Stephanopoulos one? I mean, ABC News, the former, what was his title in the Clinton administration? Stephanopoulos. My point is, a leftist sits him down and he stumbles horribly about Afghanistan.
Terrible with Stephanopoulos. And he was even worse with Don Lemon. Remember the Don Lemon thing when they did the town hall?
Oh, yeah.
And he stumbled around and staggered, and it was horrific. So they're like, even Jen Psaki admitted the other day, we tell him not to do, we don't even take questions, let alone interviews. And she said, but he'll still do it sometimes because he's the president of the United States. But I think it's an amazing admission that they even say it out loud, that they tell him not to answer questions. Why? He's that bad?
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
They know it.
Oh, that's bumming it.
And they know it. And they know it.
And they know it.
And then they deny it, though. They still deny it. It's amazing. It's just amazing. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. More coming up.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
For those who listen to both this show and Glenn's, and I'm sure that's many, we just got the note, no Pat on the show today, which means they've got an interview or something else lined up at 8:30. So you know what?
Oh, no, what?
No Glenn on my show.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
All right? Two can play at that game. Two can play at that.
Corby, make sure
All
they
right?
know.
That's how you want to start the week. And no Pat twice in a row. Okay? No Glenn today.
Make sure you pass that message to the next studio for us, Corby.
Yeah. No Glenn.
No Glenn in here.
On Pat's show.
Okay.
That'll teach him.
Wow.
Bastard.
A little behind the
That'll teach him.
scenes baseball there.
Yep. Yep. Let you in on a little secret. No Glenn.
No Glenn.
Coming up.
Can Stu come in?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Neither one of them are welcome here today.
Wow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe.
But not today.
Don't hold your breath.
All right. 888-900-3393. Got some tweets here. Hippie Patriot tweets. TV's Rob official. You need to give us more warning when you show the carnage video of January 6th.
Okay.
Right. Dude, some of us are still traumatized from this stuff, because look, I'm sorry, he didn't do it again. Rob, by all that is holy.
Wow. I'm going to just
disturbing video alert.
I'm going to start focusing on one person every time you play that video.
Look at that. Those are insurrectionists insurrectioning right there.
Right. Like this one guy I've been watching, he comes in with sunglasses on, right?
Yeah.
He takes them off.
Okay.
He pulls his phone out, starts recording, walks one way, turns around, and now I'm watching him. He's walking off camera.
That's complete chaos. That's absolute chaos. That almost, it almost killed democracy.
Literally.
It almost killed democracy. I love the new footage, though. The new footage is even tastier. Up there, out without warning.
Right
once
this
again,
way, gentlemen.
Jumps right to it. Yeah, come on in, everybody. Yeah, it's plenty of room. Plenty of room. It's the U.S. Capitol. Come on in.
Yeah, it's the
tours
people's,
all day long. Just calmly walk in.
Wait, and they even let the door close behind them too. Down at the bottom one.
Just
didn't even prop it open.
Nope. Okay, nothing's being broken, and yes, in other places, other things were happening. I understand that. But it's obviously a small percentage of the crowd that was there. I mean, look at this. It was mostly... they were calling all of the riots mostly peaceful with fires burning in the background. This certainly was mostly peaceful. Jeez. All right, Jeffy's last haircut, or cut hair, tweets, I'm going to need y'all to put motion picture rating up when you play such horrific videos like The Insurrection, the day democracy almost died. My heart can't take being blindsided with such acts of terror and violence. I know, I apologize. It is very disturbing. Brandon Winkledinkle. Is he of the Winkeldinky family?
Yeah, I think
good.
he's the extra brother. You know how like
they got the twins,
right?
The Winkledinkle twins,
right? So it's like the Manning brothers,
and then there's Brandon,
and then there's that third one that everyone's just like, yeah, that other guy.
Of course, parading is worse, Keith. Oh, really? Worse than milling?
You sure about that?
Wow.
Okay.
I believe Congress has made it a felony to parade anywhere now, even in parades. Therefore, all Thanksgiving Day parades have been canceled.
Oh, wait a minute. Does that mean that Thanksgiving milling is still allowed?
Yes. You can still mill, but you can't parade. Galt shrug. Let's be honest. Selfie sticks are at the center of our downfall of this country.
A case could be made.
Yes. Or this could be right here. How about a vax passport based on your blood sample?
Oh my gosh, this is from about a year ago, and somebody just recently sent this to me. Terrifying.
The World Economic Forum already has a plan lined up, so that's great.
Yeah.
And it looks a little something like this.
So this app could help revive global travel,
Enable people to visit countries. Users will have their blood screened at an approved COVID library.
Oh, no.
Laboratory, I mean, before being issued with it. It's going too fast for me.
A QR code. So they're using your blood to see if you're good enough to fly. The digital passport. So remember, we've talked about in the past.
Digital angel.
Scanning your card, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now they're talking about, no.
We'll scan your blood.
Oh, no.
Wow.
So now you...
It would monitor your access to concerts and conferences and all that. Uses real-time automated epidemiological data that could help countries manage future waves of COVID or other epidemics without the need for a total lockdown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, now this...
See, this is for your convenience.
Yes, it is.
They planned to launch in September. Was that last September?
Yeah, I guess.
And they didn't?
Or
I hope. Commits to mandatory carbon offsetting.
Okay, all right. I got it.
And then we get into the environmental garbage.
Also, it will help us monitor carbon offsetting.
Shut up about your carbon offsetting. You don't even hear that term very much anymore because I think it was revealed to be such a stupid scam.
Oh, my favorite was, and I haven't done this in a while, but if you went to UPS and you were sending a package, let's see, ups.com, let's just see. Anyway, and you
could I plant a tree to offset what I did?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, it's not a tree, but it's just like, do you want to pay an extra couple $5 or whatever it is?
And what does that do?
Yeah, right. Exactly. They're not even
this
specific.
This is part of the Bay Tree Pact.
Yeah.
I want to be part of the Bay Tree Pact. That's for sure. Don't you? Don't you, Keith?
Yeah.
You're not a good person if you don't want to be. So I hope you want to be a part of the Bay Tree Pact.
You know what? What the heck?
Yeah.
I'll be a part of the Bay
Okay,
Tree
good.
Pact. Now,
Good. You're an okay person.
What do I have to do now? Just do this number?
Yeah, that and a couple other things I'll tell you about later.
Oh, no.
We got to play this, though, from Brian Stelter because what a buffoon.
He sucks.
This guy is one of the biggest buffoons ever in the history of television. I love this. He's talking about you doing your own research, which...
Oh, that's good, right?
Yeah. Here it is.
Okay.
4 words, 4 little words that are hurting America's pandemic response. What are they?
What are they?
Here, let Sean Hannity tell you. He loves these words.
Do your own research. Please do your own research. Do your own research. Do your own research.
Yeah, what
There's
a terrible
ton
thing.
Of it right on,
by the way, pause it for a
fingers on
second.
your
Where
own
did Sean
phone.
Hannity get that, by the way?
That guy you're not allowing on this show today.
Say it with me. Glenn Beck. Do your own research. I mean, that's been Glenn's thing forever. Do your own research. And now Hannity's picked it up, and now he's getting credit for it? Stop it. Stop it. Okay. I won't have it. I mean, that's fine. We like Sean. But no, he can't have that. That's Glenn's thing. Okay. Anyway, it's a bad thing now to tell people to do their own research?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's see why.
There's a ton of it right on, at the tip of your fingers on your own phone.
Right, and that's the problem. Do your own research. Everybody has a supercomputer in their hand that empowers them to do their own research, which is great, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, douche.
Stop saying, I need to do my own research. Nobody who's saying that is getting in a lab and doing tests. At best, you're reading other people's research. And more likely, you're probably reading a tweet about a headline, about a blog post, about someone else's research.
Oh, okay. If Trevor Noah said
could
it.
learn a thing or two from Trevor Noah.
Oh, yeah,
That
he really
phrase,
could.
Do your own research. It's popping up a lot in conversations about coronavirus and about COVID vaccines. Nicki Minaj used similar wording in that tweet this week, saying she was doing research. But this go-it-alone approach, doing your own research, it seems so innocent, but it can have serious consequences.
Can it? Can it? Why? Because people are so stupid, and they've got to have Brian stinking genius Stelter to lead them. Are you kidding me?
These are the same kind of people, the same kind of mindset that says, you're not good enough to teach your kids.
Right.
Right? You got to lean on
because
somebody
they're elites.
else. Yeah,
you have to lean on them.
Right. These teachers went to school for this. They know everything.
Right.
Let them teach your kids.
And let us go through all the research, and we'll tell you what to believe. Let us take care of this for you. Don't do your own research. Then you won't believe all the stuff we're jamming down your throats every day. Wow, that is so transparent and so despicable. Also, the U.S. Treasury deputy, the deputy secretary is warning unvaxxed Americans shortages are going to continue.
Oh, good.
Until everyone gets the vaccine.
I'm sorry?
Man, it's just, they don't stop. Deputy Secretary at the U.S. Treasury has put Americans on notice that the only way to end the plague of empty shelves is for every resident to be vaccinated. Then that'll fix everything.
Shut up.
Wow.
You suck.
Wally Adeyemo.
Yep.
The Biden administration's second highest official in the Treasury Department appeared to publicly blackmail the still sizable portion of Americans who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 during a Thursday ABC interview last week, seemingly blaming them for the ongoing shortages of consumer goods.
Of course.
That have led many to mock the president as Empty Shelves Joe.
Empty Shelves Joe. I like it.
Despite viral videos or photos depicting thousands of cargo ships lined up at the port of Los Angeles ready to unload their goods. Yep, they're lined up there because people aren't vaccinated. That's why.
Okay.
I guess a line of unvaccinated people are standing on the shore.
Is that okay? I was trying to figure out how he's getting from point A to point B.
So the boat captains are scared out of their minds, and they won't cross the unvaxxed line.
So if they just go and get vaccinated,
then the port captains can steer their ships into shore.
Oh my gosh! You know how you just talked about? You've been mentioning how many ships are off the. I just saw a thing that more than 200,000 containers. So basically 200,000 big rigs. You know, effectively the beds are represented there offshore in California. Over 200,000.
Jeez,
that's gross.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, this right here, this guy telling us that we're responsible for the shortages and the holdup and all this stuff because we're not vaccinated is just more proof that the government, the federal government, really sucks. But if you don't believe me, do your own research. Am I allowed to say that?
Or leave it to Brian Stelter.
Okay.
You know, one of the two. Because Brian, he knows what research to look at and what research not to look at. You don't. You don't. You're too stupid.
So if I say that you were mentioning the Washington State football coach, right?
Nick Rolovich.
Right. So if I said, hey, that's really not right that this guy is losing his job because he's not getting the vax, right? If I say that that's not very nice and I don't like that policy, have I done my own research, or is that just a fact that is staring us in the face? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm confused now.
I am too.
I'm confused.
Yeah. And Oregon teachers, by the way, yesterday were completely let go across the state because they didn't meet the deadline to get
how many
as well.
Do we know?
I don't know. I think 50% or so. I'm not sure exactly.
50% of teachers?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty high. Somebody sent something that
oh my gosh,
had more details on that. But again, do your own research if you haven't concluded that this kind of mandate sucks, costing people their jobs, costing kids in Oregon. Yeah, somebody sent this to me. Kids in Oregon haven't been to school since March of 2020, except for the last couple of months, and now you're taking half their teachers away. I mean, we are destroying a generation, even more so in particular parts of the country.
And the greatest nation in the history of the world, bringing that down with it as with us as well, which is great.
But do your own research if you haven't concluded the same.
Or again, let Brian Stelter do it for you because you're too stupid. Nick Rolovich, though, wouldn't get the vaccine. He was the head coach at Washington State University, whom, by the way, BYU is playing this weekend, and really must beat. Really have to beat. Really got to win this game. Really got to win this game. But he refused to get the vaccine. So they fired him. They gave him until yesterday to get the vaccine or you're done. He tried to get a religious exemption. Nope, no good. So he and 4 other coaches are now all fired because they didn't want the vaccine. That's amazing.
It's madness.
I mean, the guy had a $3 million job, and he was that committed to not getting the vaccine, that he was willing to give up a $3 million a year job. Wow.
I mean, it was just, people are losing their jobs. People are losing their access to organs, as we had the story yesterday. Remember?
Just unconscionable.
I mean, just there is no end to this madness. It's not going to get better. I think we're just going to need to have an unvaxxed society. You better start building your unvaxxed hospitals right now. Doctors and nurses that don't want to take the shot or take the shot, but are okay treating those of us who don't want the vaccine.
It's that national divorce thing that...
oh, my gosh.
Do we still have that Russian story?
Oh, yeah. Where is that?
The guy that says the United States is going to break into 5 separate countries or something. I don't know. Do we still have it? Maybe we don't have it anymore.
We got it somewhere over here. Oh, right there. It's under your left arm there. Yep. Nope, right there. Right. Get back towards your... Yep. That's it.
No, that's the Russian film crew.
Oh, I saw
returning to Earth.
I saw
after
Russian
shooting the first movie in space.
Hang on.
So they beat Tom Cruise to that, to filming the first movie in space, which does anybody care about that? Oh no, the Russians filmed the first movie in space before us. Ah, dang it, darn, dang it, darn.
Oh, I don't know how it ended up.
Anyway, there's a Russian who's been predicting for a long time that the United States would break into...
I got the map. I don't know where the story is.
Into 5 pieces, and there it is.
It's right there in front of you.
Yeah, I know, but it's up on the screen as well. So the divided states... Now, this guy made this prediction a long time ago, right?
Yeah, so I think this was in the 1998.
It's interesting that here we are in the brink of just, dividing asunder.
It feels like it. Does it not feel like it every day when you see these stories? Because, like, for example, we talked about Oregon, right? Firing teachers that aren't going to meet the vax mandate deadline.
You can keep that up.
Please keep that up.
We're not done talking about that.
But in Florida, there's literally been no statistical impact of the lack of masks in schools in the state of Florida, for example.
Right.
We are thinking completely opposite on how to solve problems in this country.
So Igor Perinin said this years ago, that the United States would eventually break into 5 separate entities. This is really interesting. The California Republic, which would include those states that you see there, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, and California. Now, I can't see Utah, Nevada, and Idaho participating necessarily with California, Oregon, and Washington.
I can't see South Carolina joining up with New Jersey.
No, I can't either.
Stop it.
No. But then he's got the Midwest and the kind of northern Midwest and the western states like Montana, North and South Dakota,
to Ohio,
Wyoming, Colorado. And then you've got the sort of south central states all the way to the east.
I mean,
which includes Texas all the way to Florida.
The boundaries may be a little off. But the sentiment definitely feels accurate today. Man, that's
because you could see us breaking into if you want to be vaccinated, go ahead. But we're going to carve out a place where we can not be vaccinated and where we can pay lower taxes and where we experience capitalism and where we don't punish successful people. We're going to encourage people to become successfure. That way they can employ people and, you know what, live a good life.
Yeah, and once you're in the club with Texas, that's when we figure out who the member states are going to be in the Texas Republic, and then we're going to build a wall. So
exactly. Now, this Russian, Igor Perinin, also a little wishful thinking here. He says he breaks off Alaska and says that will go to Russia.
Will it?
You wish. You wish.
Sorry, no takesies backsies. You're not getting Alaska back.
No, we got that for a song, and we're going to keep it. Okay?
Right.
Hard to believe they called that Seward's Folly.
Right.
When that was purchased for, was it $15 million, I think? $15 million from Russia.
Yeah.
And that was his folly to do that. And that was, I think it paid off pretty well.
I'm telling you, there are so few references to this story, but that was actually Abraham Lincoln. It's so weird. Okay, so it's so nerdy. Civil War, right? You get Russia to show some power to the South and say, hey, look, we've got all these big warships. And they were docked, I think, in New York City or somewhere for a while. I don't know. It made the news, and the South was like, oh, crap, look at this. They've got, a good ally to team up against us. Anyway, Russia didn't do anything other than just flex that muscle. And we agreed behind the scenes, Abraham Lincoln agreed, okay, so when we get this thing behind us, we'll buy your little Alaska you're trying to get rid of so you can infuse some money there, blah, blah, blah. So he gets assassinated, and then it falls on Seward, and he has to go and do this, and everyone mocks him, and, well, who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now? Well, none of those people, because they're all dead.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, none of them lived to like 200, so... So, yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone now.
Yeah, oh, I mean, Jeffy might have. He could, if he were here.
Jeffy was still there.
He'd say, hey, I read about it on the news. I said, it's ridiculous, man.
I heard it on the news. And I said it was ridiculous, man.
See, there you go.
That's it. What are we buying that ice box for? It's ridiculous.
That's it.
What was that, Rob? Sarah Silverman said what? Remember she said something about...
I mean, this may be a negative thought, but or maybe a positive one. I don't know. But if people aren't getting along...
Yep. See ya.
Like
Bye.
in relationship, they break up.
Yep.
So like, why don't we just finally just
okay, cool.
Like
realize that these states aren't working.
Okay,
and
bye.
Like, divide up into like 2 or 3 countries.
You can stop talking. We said bye.
Like USA 1 and USA 2.
Yes.
Sold.
Goodbye.
You had me at...
And they can be...
This isn't working.
Yeah.
You had me at this isn't working.
Right. We were done right then. It's
done.
like, yes.
Yes.
That's
You're
like,
right. It's not working.
That's
Beat
like
it.
the girl that you really need to break up with, and she starts this conversation. You're like, yep, I agree.
But I haven't even said what we should do yet.
Yeah, I know.
No, you're right. We should break up.
But I didn't say that
No, I
yet.
could tell. I could see it in your eyes. We should break up. You're right.
Bye.
When you're right, you're right. I mean, that's kind of where we are. All right, goodbye, California. Goodbye, New York. That would be fine with me.
Seriously.
I don't care. Go ahead. You know what? Go live your principles of Marxism. Try them out. See how well that works for you. Just don't come belly aching to us when it all falls apart.
Yeah. We're not going to be the country that gives foreign aid to anybody. Okay? That's the way it's done now. I mean, we're sending money to Afghanistan as a country. We're not going to be sending money to you, so don't ask. Once you're cut off, you're cut off. Okay?
Yeah, and if you don't ask, you won't be disappointed, right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
Don't ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Leonard Skinner doesn't work there, does it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you were going for.
Don't ask me no question. I won't tell you no lies, but that doesn't really work.
No.
But so, I don't know about this map from this Russian, but sure, whatever.
The ex-KGB analyst,
Just
right?
want to be left alone.
Yeah. In fact, I remember Glenn talking about this guy back in 2010, and we all thought, this is ridiculous. Come on, get out of here. And now, I mean, it doesn't seem quite as ridiculous.
So Glenn mentioned this?
Yeah.
Wait, that's the guy down the hall that says do your own research?
That's him, the guy who can't be on my show today. Right. I'm not having him on.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe tomorrow, but not today.
Maybe.
All right, we will see you tomorrow. Be back here, and we will chew the fat with Jeffy sometime during the course of the show. See you then.
Brad Meltzer, too.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.